Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the NUS Admissions Sharing webinar. I'm Alex, and I'll be your MC for today. Thank you for taking time to join us. The sharing you will hear this morning will be presented by the Dean of Admissions, Professor Goh Se Song. After his presentation, there will be a Q&A segment with Prof. Goh and two NUS students. If you have any questions, we greatly appreciate if you could please write them down in the Q&A tab below, and we will answer them towards the end of this webinar. Thank you for your patience. Without further ado, let us begin the webinar. Professor Goh Se Song is the Dean of Admissions at the National University of Singapore, NUS. A mathematician by training, he received his BA Honours degree from the University of Oxford in 1988 and his MSc and PhD degrees from the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, in 1990 and 1992 respectively. He joined NUS's Department of Mathematics in 1994. He is highly passionate about education and has received numerous teaching awards, including the University Outstanding Educator Award in 2009. His research interests are on the theory and applications of wavelets, approximation theory, and harmonic analysis. And he also participates in interdisciplinary research involving the practical use of mathematics. May I now invite Prof. Goh to share about the NUS experience, important considerations when selecting your degree program, global opportunities, as well as the process and timeline of admissions application. Prof. Goh, please.
Thank you. Thank you, Alex, for the nice introduction and a very warm welcome to the National University of Singapore to all of you. And it's a great pleasure for me to have the opportunity here to talk to you and to share with you the exciting learning opportunities that we have in NUS. And let me get my slides up first, and then we'll get going. Okay, I believe that all of you coming here to this webinar because you are now at a very important juncture of your life. That is, you are going to finish your high school, you're going to finish a polytechnic, and you are moving on to the university education. And there are many questions that come to your mind about the university education. And we hope that today's session will be able to clear some of your queries about university education. Now, for a start, let me first highlight that nowadays, the university education, there is a huge paradigm shift. It is no longer a paper qualification chase. It's no longer just accumulation of knowledge. This is very, very different from the old days. Instead, at the university, you will learn two very important things. One, disciplinary knowledge. That is a given. You had a major and you learn the disciplinary knowledge of that major. Second thing you will learn is actually future-ready skills. And this skill set is going to help you tremendously as you navigate the working world after you have finished your university education. And most importantly, we will help you to integrate disciplinary knowledge and future-ready skills. In terms of the delivery of classes, this is no longer just the usual lecture tutorial system. We are embarking on many innovative and varying pedagogies, and which even include using online platform and having a hybrid and a combination of online and face-to-face learning. At the same time, we are very cognizant of the fact that nowadays, the problems of the modern society is very complex. And in the VUCA world, complex problems are everywhere. And to solve these complex problems, to deal with them, you need to have knowledge of more than one discipline. And this is where interdisciplinary learning is very, very important. And in addition, the world is well connected. So we want our students to have global perspectives as well. So we provide global learning opportunities. And at the end of the day, the university education will lead you to your first career, your first job. And this is where we have career preparation and internship opportunities put in together for university education. Something that's definitely is in your mind. Now you are undecided. You don't know what you want to study at the university. There are so many choices there. So to answer the question about what are the choices about how do I go about choosing a program of study at the university? Now, to answer this question, let me ask you two questions back in return. What is your passion? What is your aptitude? Passion and aptitude are two very important attributes that you need to have in order to do well. In the sense that if you're passionate about something, you should be good at it. And if you're good at it, you are interested to find out more and you'll get even more passionate about that. And at the end of the studies, when you have actually learned the disciplinary knowledge and the future-ready skills, then your first job most likely will be related to your undergraduate study. And that is where you really need the passion and aptitude because you want to be able to enjoy a fruitful career ahead. And welcome to the NUS experience. And let me give you a summary, an overview of what NUS had to offer. NUS is a research-intensive, comprehensive university. Every year, we take in more than 7,000 undergraduate students. And because of our size, we are actually well represented in many, many disciplines. Like, for example, we offer more than 60 bachelor's degree programs. And in terms of QS World University ranking, some of you may recall that in 2024, for the first time, NUS came in top 10 in the world. And that year, NUS was ranked number 8 in the world. In the QS 2025 World University ranking, we remain our number 8 in the world position. We are very humble and excited by this, and we will definitely put in our best effort to bring the best learning experience to our students. And with an intake of more than 7,000 undergraduate students per year, then we have many, many clubs and societies. We have more than 200 clubs and societies and interest groups. Our student life is very vibrant. And in order to make sure that our students have a global perspective, we actually have more than 300 partner universities spanning over 40 countries. And our students can spend one semester in this partner university under student exchange or take a summer and winter program course there. And in terms of employability, NUS is consistently within top 10 for global employability. And some of you may wonder, now the overall ranking of NUS is number 8 in the world. So how about the individual subjects? Which are the subjects that NUS is strong in? And in terms of QS World University ranking by subject in 2024, we had altogether 19 subjects that got into global top 10. And if we extend the list to global top 20, we have almost double the number of these subjects. And let's take a closer look at these subjects. And you notice that for many of you who are from the Polytechnic, in the engineering school, you'll be happy to hear that actually we are very strong in engineering. Chemical engineering, civil engineering, electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, they are all within top 10. And computing, computer science is under the School of Computing, Computer Science and Information Systems, and data science and artificial intelligence, they are all also within top 10. Our sciences are also very strong, like chemistry, mathematics, they are statistics and operational research, they are all within top 10. Now, you may say that indeed NUS is very strong in the STEM discipline. How about the humanities? Our humanities are just as strong. Geography is ranked number 6 and linguistics is ranked number 9. Our business school is consistently within top 10, like business and management studies is within number 10, marketing is number 8. So as you can see here, as a comprehensive university, the strengths of NUS is very balanced and well spread across the different college, faculties, and schools. So let me tell you a little bit more about the NUS stories. NUS is actually Singapore's first and largest university. Now, you may saw that this logo here on the top right-hand corner, NUS 120, celebrating the past, shaping the future. Now, what is this NUS 120? Actually, NUS was founded in 1905. And for those of you who are coming in 2025, you will witness the 120th anniversary of the university. And through that 120 years, we have really grown from our modest beginning to a large research-intensive comprehensive university. And we have taught generations of engineers, scientists, writers, and lawyers, and so on and so forth over the years. And being a research-intensive university, we also conduct impactful research, and we have multiple peaks of excellence across different domains and also across interdisciplinary research. Some of you may wonder, how can I summarize the NUS education? Through today's webinar, I'm going to highlight to you 3 key points about the NUS education, the 3 C's: customizable, challenging, and current. How you're going to make it work, that is entirely up to you. And let me explain what are the undergraduate degree programs that we offer, and then I will then highlight to you how can you make use of our flexible curriculum structure. Now, for students who are interested in the humanities and sciences, you can actually apply for the Common Admission Humanities and Sciences program. On the admission application form, you are allowed to make a total or choose a total of 8 choices. Of course, if we are able to give you an admission offer, we will try to give you an offer for as high a choice as possible. Now, so one of the choices is what we call humanities and sciences. Now, this is what we call a common admission program. And under this humanities and sciences program, you can indicate a preferred major. You can say that my preferred major is life sciences, let's say. Then, if you are able to get an offer, we will give you humanities and sciences program with life sciences as your major. But because that is a common admission program, in fact, we give our students flexibility. Within the first 5 semesters, if the student wants to change from life sciences to, let's say, psychology, no problem. You can just go to the computer system at the beginning of the semester and you can just change it. No further selection, and we allow you to change because that is a common admission program. And under the humanities and sciences common admission program, you can actually choose any of the majors that I have indicated in purple, whether is it in arts and social sciences or in science. Then in the College of Humanities and Sciences, we have a few what we call direct admission programs. Now, direct admission programs means you apply directly to these programs. These are listed as choices on the application form. And because they are smaller programs, boutique program, intakes are smaller, so you apply directly. So like food science and technology, pharmaceutical science, data science and econs, environmental studies, and PPE. Our College of Design and Engineering had 3 direct admission, one on the design programs, that is architecture, industrial design, landscape architecture. Then there is a common admission engineering program, which I've highlighted in red. And this engineering, the moment you are admitted inside, and you can choose any of these majors. It could be electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, civil engineering, biomedical engineering. And the moment you're in the common admission program, you can choose any of them. There will be no further selection. You can change within the first 4 semesters. Now, there is one particular major in engineering called computer engineering. That one is a direct admission program rather than under the common admission framework, because computer engineering is jointly offered by the College of Design Engineering and the School of Computing. I would like to take this opportunity to also highlight that under this framework about common admission engineering program, this year in 2025, we are rolling out a new major, robotics and machine intelligence. And you can see that this is part of NUS framework of engaging AI and providing more programs in AI. So if you're interested in robotics and machine intelligence, that is one of the engineering new degree programs that we are offering in 2025. Then in NUS Business School, last year, we have already embarked on a common admission framework called Business Administration. And the moment you got inside this business administration program, you can choose any of the 9 majors there, including really popular ones like finance, like marketing, accountancy, real estate, they are all there. And same idea as the other common admission program. And for admissions in 2025, that means this year, we introduced a fourth common admission program. This is called the Common Computer Science Program, which I highlighted in pink. And that Common Computer Science Program, there are two majors under it. One is artificial intelligence. The other is our computer science program. Artificial intelligence is actually a new major that we are rolling out in 2025. So you can imagine that NUS is really big on AI. And we have also rebranded our previous information systems direct admission program and as business artificial intelligence systems as well. And there are two others, which is business analytics and information security. And we have professional schools like medicine, dentistry, law. We even have a music school. And for those who are interested in healthcare, nursing, and pharmacy are those that you can certainly consider. And let me take this opportunity to explain to you the hallmarks of an NUS education. Typically, apart from the professional schools like medicine, which takes 5 years, typically the NUS undergraduate degree program, most of them is 4 years, and 4 years, within 4 years, you take a total of 40 courses. That means 10 courses per year. Now, among that 40 courses, we can split into 3 baskets. One basket is the common admission basket and our common curriculum basket. The common curriculum basket, the courses that we have there, we specially tailor-made based on which faculty you are in. School of Computing has one set of common curriculum. College of Humanities and Sciences have another. College of Design Engineering has another. So, and this ranges from 10 to 15 courses. Major requirements, most of our major, 15 courses. But they are like the School of Computing one is 20 courses. So there is a major requirements. And if you add the common curriculum and the major requirements together, you notice that they don't add up to 40 courses. So there is a balance. This is a deliberate design. We purposely make sure that we have left behind 10 to 12 courses of unrestricted electives. Why we're doing this? Let me explain. Firstly, common curriculum actually provides a rigorous, broad-based intellectual foundation that expands your learning capacities. Major requirements, we give it to you because you to give you the expertise knowledge of a certain area that you are focusing on. But we do realize that different students have different requirements. Some students want to go very deep in the major. Let's say the student wants to be a mathematician like me. Then he wanted to actually study very deeply into mathematics. He can make use of the unrestricted elective space to entirely on mathematics. Then he will actually have 15 courses here and 12 courses there. He has a total of 27 courses in mathematics. You deepen your expertise in a major. On the other hand, some students want to complement the major with a second major or with a minor. This is where you make good use of the unrestricted electives. NUS is a comprehensive university. We actually allow students to do a second major minor from another faculty. No problem at all. And this is where you can bring in interdisciplinary approach in teaching and learning. And at the end of the day, we also reinforce students' learning by experiential learning. Let me walk you through these flexible and multiple pathways. Suppose that we have a student in the common admission engineering program and decided to do our new robotics and machine intelligence major. So the student will do the common curriculum of the College of Design Engineering, do 15 courses of the robotics and machine intelligence major, and he has unrestricted electives. He can take anything he desires. He can go to the even Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences to take some courses there and some in Faculty of Science, no problem at all. The student will graduate with a single major. On the other hand, the student is very, very passionate about robotics and machine intelligence. He can take many, many courses there, and he goes very deep in this. So it's still a single major, but he has done a lot more courses there. But as you know, for engineers, very often they feel that computing skills is very, very important. So this student with robotics and machine intelligence major, he can actually embark on a second major in computing for design and engineering. And that is a second major, 10 courses. Then the student will have graduated with a double major here, a single major here, plus a second major, because he used the unrestricted elective space. Now, another possibility, the student actually felt that, to do 10 courses of a second major is too much. He wants to use the unrestricted elective space to do something maybe like taking a couple of courses in Chinese studies. Then he can actually do a minor in computing for design and engineering instead. And that is a major minor combination. A minor typically have 5 courses. But it doesn't mean that you can only choose one major, one minor. You can go for 2 minors. These students aspire to be an entrepreneur. He can go to the NUS Business School and do a minor in entrepreneurship. And that is the second minor. So you can see the great flexibility that we have here, and we allow students to go beyond a single degree. You can do a single major, you can do a double major, you can do a major and minor. How about I do 2 sets of single major, primary major requirements? Instead of doing a second major, which is 10 courses, you do the second major, you do it the full intensity, like 15 to 20 courses. Then what the student will get would be a double degree, 2 degrees. And these 2 degrees, it could be a Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Social Sciences, for example. Now, the good news is that 2 degrees here doesn't mean that you take 8 years. It's actually 4 to 5 years. There are some double degree programs, like, for example, you want to do a double degree between psychology and life sciences, because both are under the College of Humanities and Sciences. Although they are different degrees, you can actually finish it within 4 years. So these are the flexibility that we are providing. And if you want to further enrich and enhance your major, another things that you may consider is NUS College. NUS College actually offers a broad-based liberal arts kind of curriculum that is interdisciplinary and coupled with residential stay. And this actually complements more than 60 different majors. And altogether, the NUS College curriculum has a total of 14 courses. Now, your major requirements in robotics and machine intelligence, for example, is still there. That is not touched. But instead, the NUS College curriculum of the 14 courses will actually replace some of the common curriculum of the faculty you are in, and also take up some of the unrestricted elective space. And this at NUS College, all the classes are small class learning. And this is cutting across, and you will have classmates from different parts of the university. That is another option that you may consider if you're interested in NUS College. On the application form, there's a checkbox that asks, would you like to be considered for NUS College? You just need to tick, and then you will fill out additional materials required. And we want our students to take ownership of their learning. And we do understand that transition from high school or poly to university is very challenging. So we have what we call a grade-free first year. Now, within the first year, if the modules, the courses that you're taking, and you have passed it, and you like the grade, you can keep it. That can be counted towards your graduation grade point average GPA. However, if you have passed it, but you felt that you could have done better, you could have gotten a B instead of a C, then you can opt for a grade-free option, and this will not be incorporated into your GPA computation. And some students are very interested in doing research, especially there are many students from Polytechnic who wanted to experience research. Now, you don't have to wait until graduate school to be able to do research. Within NUS, we have the undergraduate research program as early as year 2, and again at year 3, at year 4, you have opportunities to do research. You just need to approach a professor and say that you would like to work with him or her, and then you can work in the lab of the professor and you can conduct research. And some of you may have read in the newspaper that in AY 2024, we launched what we call NUS 1. Now, we are very mindful that yes, there's a lot of learning has taken place in the classroom. But outside the classroom is a completely field of learning, and you can learn a lot of soft skill and skill sets and future ready skills from out of classroom experiences. So what we have is that we have incorporated out of classroom learning together with within classroom learning under the framework of NUS 1. There are several components. One component is an enhanced transition to university. We even have introductory, 2 key, we have first year transition program to prepare you better for the next 4 years. Then we have a roadmap and on a holistic experience and pinpoint to you what are the things that you can do. And there is a journey of self-discovery and development. You can take part in the diverse arts, sports, community areas, and things like that. And for university is very committed about this. So we have actually dedicated every Wednesday afternoon. We will not schedule any classes so that students will have a chance to actually have a journey of self-discovery and development. And one of the things that we really wanted our students to have is global perspective. And you can actually make the world your classroom. And what you have is you can spend 1 semester or even up to 1 year under our flagship student exchange program. You can go to one of our 300 partner universities. Now, some students may say that the overseas universities fees are very expensive. Now, not to worry. If you go under the student exchange program, you will still be paying NUS school fees, which is heavily subsidized by the Singapore government. And before you go, there will be an academic advisor in your department that will actually work with you to map all those courses taken at the partner university back to your NUS graduation requirement. You can also take part, if you find that 1 semester is too long, you can take part a summer and winter program, 4 to 6 weeks, and take a course in one of the partner university. A very interesting concept that NUS had, and in fact it's a uniquely NUS concept, it is the NUS Overseas Colleges. The NUS Overseas College, this was started in 2002. Now, more than 20 over years have gone by, and under this program here, these are for students who are interested in entrepreneurship. More than 4,000 students have gone through NUS Overseas Colleges, and through the process, more than 1,000 companies have been founded. And what you do is that the student will do a startup at one of the NUS Overseas College there, and then at the same time, they will attend classes in the partner university, gaining first-hand experience of an entrepreneur. Among the 1,000 companies, 11 of them today has already reached unicorn status. That means the total worth of the company is more than $1 billion. So where are the places that you can go for NUS Overseas Colleges? There are more than 25 of these places. You can do it in like traditional places for startup like Silicon Valley, New York, Toronto. It could be in Europe. It could be in China. It could also be various parts of Southeast Asia. But it doesn't mean that our campus is not interesting. Our campus is also very, very interesting. We have a very vibrant campus life. For those of you, let's say those of you who are tuning in from overseas, if you have not come to NUS before, you have not seen the campus before, do visit our 360 virtual tour and you get a sense about how the campus looks like. And there are various different places that you can stay on campus. You can stay at the halls of residence, for example, and for the Singaporean students in the audience, if you talk to your parents and if they happen to be NUS graduate, some of them may have stayed there. Raffles Hall, Shears Hall, Yusof Ishak Halls, they are there. There are places for you to stay. There is a meal plan, and there are lots of activities for you to develop yourself. We had this concept more than 10 years ago called residential colleges. Residential colleges, you have all the things that you have in the halls of residence. At the same time, you take 4 courses there that can be counted towards your home faculty's common curriculum. These 4 courses, because it's actually taken in the residential college, you will take it together with friends from different faculties. And they are all small class setting. NUS College is another type of place that we have students staying on campus. And this is a form of residential college, but the key difference is that the curriculum is actually 14 courses instead of 4 courses. And for students in the second year and beyond, they can apply to stay in the student residences. There are less activities and no meal plan, but there's an interesting international community there. You can make friends from different parts of the world. And we also have houses, one of our latest concept that is, they have activities and it focuses on co-creation and peer mentorship. And there are no meal plans, so you can explore and eat at different parts of the campus. Which one is suitable for you? That is entirely up to you. And of course, there are lots of interesting activities on campus. I'm sure you'll find somebody with common interest in you, in whether arts, music, culture, community service, or sports. And like I said, we took our students' future employment very seriously. We have a Center for Future Ready Graduates that actually organize programs, workshops, and fairs to prepare you for employment. And some students may say that, future preparation for future employment, we'll just think about it at the year 4. That is not the case. We have career advisor in every faculty, and they will talk to you as early as year 1. And so that you can actually plan your learning journey ahead. And most of our programs, we have professional internships as well. And what are you going to do? So take the first step to get in, apply. And when you apply to the university, to NUS, now on the application form, there are 8 choices. For the single degree program, there is another 8 choices on the multidisciplinary degree programs. The single degree program will take precedence, so choose your single degree programs wisely. Make good use of the 8 choices. And before you apply, look for the program prerequisites. And for the polytechnics, you can also find the program prerequisites that of the various programs, and you can go to the website and find out accordingly. And for polytechnic diploma, and our admission process, we took in terms of a holistic approach that includes academic merit and meeting program prerequisite and also your interest and aptitude. Essentially, based on academic results, if we are able to, if your academic results are very strong and we're able to make an offer to you, we will make an offer to you directly. But they are, because of the high level of competition, there are many students that actually still have good results, but we are not able to make a direct offer yet. So not to worry, we do realize that you may have other strengths and aptitude. And this is where we will look at your other strengths and aptitude under aptitude-based admission. Now, for poly students, just to highlight the poly diploma results, because many of you, if you have already graduated from the poly, then we will look at your entire poly results. But for those of you who are graduating only in the middle of this year, then we'll look at your semester 1 to 5 poly results. And then if you have O-level results, do submit it as well if available. This is to fulfill program prerequisite. But the assessment for admission will be mainly based on your poly diploma results. Now, there are some of you with only 4 semester of result due to internship or FYP. No worries, you can still apply. And when your 6 semester results are all available, send it to us and then we'll assess you accordingly. And just now I mentioned about looking beyond grades. Now, on the application form, you have to fill up to 4 achievements and complete some short response questions, highlighting your accomplishment beyond grades. So we will use this for aptitude-based admission. Now, for poly diploma, there is a first choice bonus point scheme. Now, for all the programs that doesn't require interviews or tests, so these are the ones that requires interview or test, all those that doesn't, like engineering, like humanities and sciences, if you put that as your first choice, then we will add up to 0.04 points for your university admission score. For example, your poly GPA is 3.8 and you put humanities and sciences as your first choice. So when you consider you for humanities and sciences, this will be 3.84. So that is what we call the first choice bonus point. So put down your first choice wisely. IB is another qualifications, similar principle. The first cut, we look at the IB results. And then IB, just to remind you, there is a first choice bonus point as well. You get 1 IB point extra for your first choice for programs without interviews or tests. And the other international qualifications, there are a lot. Now that one, please go to the website and look at the respective requirements. And coming back to this aptitude-based admission, like I said, we collect 4 achievements and 5 short response questions so that we can actually take a closer look at you. And some of you were very concerned about the short response question. Now, we are not looking at complicated personal statement, fancy essay. We're looking at authentic answer to this targeted question that can actually tell us more about yourself. If you look at the character limit is 600 characters for most of the question, which is about 4 to 5 sentences. The first question is about your preparation for your chosen program. Second one is about your resilience. Third question is asking you to be reflective. Fourth question, highlight achievement. Fifth question, anything else you want to add. This year, we also added in some examples that you can consider, not restrictive, about what else you want to say under the fifth question. And do we have scholarship? Yes, we have flagship scholarship like NUS Global Merit Scholarship, NUS Merit Scholarship, Sports and Visual Arts Scholarship for Singapore citizen. You need outstanding result, strong leadership qualities and potential, and good CCA. All our scholarship, full tuition waiver, there's living expenses, $6,000 a year, and bond free. So this is the scholarship. For international students, for scholarship, there is a separate scholarship portal for the NUS scholarship. But for the international students, we also have scholarship, and that one, it depends on what your nationality is. It could be, if you're ASEAN nationality, you can be considered for ASEAN Undergraduate Scholarship. If you're Asian nationality in STEM discipline, you can be considered for Science and Technology Undergraduate Scholarship. NUS College has its own scholarship. Now, for scholarship for international students, there is no separate application portal that you need to go to. And what you need to do is that on the application form, we will look at what you have submitted. If you are eligible, we will shortlist you and we'll invite you for interview. There is another type of concept, which is what we call the MOE, Ministry of Education Tuition Grant. Now, this is like a partial scholarship. It's a substantial tuition fee subsidies from the Singapore government. All Singapore citizens and Singapore PR studying in the local university for the first time will have it. International students, you'll be offered competitively to them based on the merit of the application. And for Singapore citizens, no restriction after the MOE tuition grant. For SPR and international student, you have to work in a Singapore registered company for 3 years after graduation. As for which company is it, there's no restriction. And what is the effect of the tuition grant? Now, for example, if you're interested in studying computing, Singapore citizen will pay $8,250 because tuition grant is automatic. For international student, if you do a full tuition fee payment, is about $39,000. But if you take up the tuition grant, then for ASEAN, it's about $18,000. For other international students, about $19,000. So it's a substantial tuition fee subsidies. And we are big on financial support. Now, if after the tuition grant is still not enough, there are other means of supporting you, like we have bursaries and grants. This is what we call free aid. That means you do not need to return. If you stay on campus, if you are a needy student based on your financial needs, then you actually can be entitled for residential program bursary or residential college bursary. Going for study abroad program, there are bursaries available as well. And then there are also loans available, like MOE tuition fee loan, which has no restriction on socioeconomic status, and MOE study loan, and so on and so forth. And some of you, for the local Singaporean students, you may be aware that we have an enhanced financial aid scheme that is increasing access to NUS education for all students, Singaporean students. And for Singaporean students, if the PCI, per capita income, that means the total income of the family divided by the number of members of the family is $1,100 or below, then you will receive the government bursary, but that doesn't cover all the tuition fees. NUS bursary will top up and provide full coverage of tuition fees. So in other words, you do not have to pay any school fees. If the PCI is not more than $750, you don't have to pay any school fees. But at the same time, NUS bursary will provide you $4,000 for your living expenses. And plus an opportunity enhancement grant of $10,000 to be used over 4 years. Now, if you stay on campus, if you go for overseas program, we already have bursary, but we don't cover everything. So with the opportunity enhancement grant, you can top up the shortfall. So we make sure that regardless of the social economy status of students, all students will have a chance to go for an overseas program and an on-campus stay. And these are the things to look out for when you do your application, and just be mindful about this and take note of the dates. And for poly diplomas holders, the application portal will close on the 5th of February, and then we will process your scholarship applications as well, and offers will usually be rolled out from April onwards. And by end of May, all the scholarship and admission offers would be released. For IB, the portal will also close on the 5th of February, and then the offers will start to roll out from April. Now, there are students from doing IB, the May IB exam from overseas, so the offers may go all the way up to July before when the May IB results are released. For international qualifications, depending on which qualifications, it may close on the 5th or 26th of February. Take note of that. And then the offers will be rolled out progressively from end of March all the way to July. And if you need more information, do visit our website or send in to nus.edu/admissions, or you can talk to our students under our nus.edu/live chat. Our student ambassadors will be very happy to talk to you. And let me just highlight one more thing here. We're going to have our open house for 2025 on the 1st to 8th of March. And 1st to 7th of March is an online component. Do join us and interact with our professors and staff and students. And there's an on-campus experience on the 8th of March. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prof. Goh, for your sharing. We will now move on to the Q&A segment, and we have especially invited two NUS students, Jaren and Valerie, to share with us today. Jaren is a final year infrastructure and projects management student from the College of Design and Engineering, CDE, and an alumnus of Ngee Polytechnic. Recently, he completed his winter exchange program at Hanyang University, Seoul. Formerly the 55th Vice President of the NUS Building and Estate Management Society, or BAMS, Jaren piloted various programs for his cohort, such as the BAMS orientation. Beyond academics, he is also an active NUS student ambassador leader, helping prospective students gain insights and perspectives about the NUS holistic educational experience. He is also an active volunteer with Touch Home Care Meals on Wheels, as well as the Silver Generation Office, SGO. Valerie is a third-year student majoring in Business Administration from NUS Business School, specializing in business analytics and leadership and human capital management. She is an alumnus of Temasek Polytechnic and a recipient of the NUS Merit Scholarship. Valerie is actively involved in academic and community initiatives, including roles in 180 Degrees Consulting, NUS Entrepreneurship Society, and the Community Service Club, where she earned NUS Community Service Club Colors Award for her contributions to volunteerism. Passionate about fostering connections, Valerie previously resided at Helix House, where she pioneered student interest groups to build the community. She will be joining NUS N House next semester to connect with like-minded peers in entrepreneurship. Valerie is also an active NUS student ambassador, an advocate for experiential learning, Valerie recently completed a 5-month exchange program in Norway at the Norwegian School of Economics and participated in the NUS Overseas Colleges program in China, Shenzhen, where she interned at a robotics company, honing her technical and soft skills while collaborating with diverse teams across the Greater Bay Area. She also brings a broad range of professional experiences from internships at Capital Land, Ernst& Young, and Fujifilm Business Innovation Singapore, where she developed an expertise in areas such as strategy and operations. I'll now hand the time over to Prof. Go, who will be moderating the Q&A segment with Jaren and Valerie. Prof. Go, please.
Thank you. Thank you. Let us warmly welcome Jaren and Valerie. And I think it's really, very wonderful to have both joining us. And maybe I'll invite Jaren and then followed by Valerie to say a few words to our participants here. Over to you, Jaren.
Thank you, Prof. Go. So hi everyone, I'm Jaren. I'm currently in my final year under Infrastructure and Project Management under the College of Design and Engineering. So as what Prof. Go mentioned, so just a bit brief about myself. So yes, I just completed my winter exchange at Hanyang University, Seoul in Korea. It was a pretty short program. I would say it's about two to 3 weeks, but I had it very fun because we also get to explore different activities organized by the school. And on top of that, I also took part in my society with my student-led society under my college, under the built environment industry.
Okay. Over to you, Valerie.
Thank you, Prof. Go. Hi, everyone. I'm Valerie, and I'm a year 3 business student, and I was previously studying at Temasek Polytechnic. And during the course of my study in NUS, I've participated in both the NUS College and also the student exchange program. And I'm currently staying on campus in the N house. And feel free to ask me any question on student life or any learning experience in NUS.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. As you can see here, Jaren and Valerie both have really colorful life when they are studying in NUS. Now that Jaren has reached the year 4, and this is your final semester, I guess, and your final year, this is your final semester. So maybe looking back, many of the students here are very curious. How is study in NUS like? I'll invite Jaren to share a little bit about how is it like studying in the university?
Okay, so for me, as what Prof. Go mentioned, yes, I'm also from Ngee Poly. So I would say in general, I think poly and university life starting is about the same. It's like, we go for lectures followed by tutorials. But I think one thing different is also like the timetable arrangement, because for university, we tend to have to plan our own timetable because like there's different time slots for us to cater to. Whereas from Ngee Poly, because I was from there, I think it's more or less like they assign us the timetable. We just have to go and bid for our elective modules. But on top of that, I would say university life has been very vibrant, very colorful, because they offer like a wide range of CCAs and a lot of society groups for you to take part in, and there's no limitation on what you can or cannot do. Whereas for me, because I also came in when the post-COVID took place, I came in the year 2022. So that part, I think there was a lot of like online learnings followed by like hybrid learning. There's like online and physical. Then after slowly branch off, like they start to have more physical classes because classes back to normal. But honestly, I would feel physical class tend to be more productive because we get to interact with classmates, and like group projects tend to be more smooth in a way.
That's nice. That's nice. And you know that just now in my presentation, I talked about the NUS One initiative that we wanted students to leverage out of the out of classroom experience. And I noticed that both Jaren and Valerie, has actually done a lot of CCA, and the CCA are actually to a certain extent ties in beautifully with their respective majors. So maybe that one I invite Valerie to talk about how her CCAs relates to what she's doing a major in business administration. Yes.
For me, because I'm studying business and I'm interested to explore the field of consulting, so I actually joined the consulting club in NUS. So I feel that it is a very hands-on CCA that actually teaches us important skills especially when we are applying for positions, because during the CCA sessions, the seniors will actually teach us how to actually break down the question and also do sliding. And apart from academic CCAs, I would actually join the volunteering CCA to actually meet people from different faculties as well. And I feel that it is a very like nice CCA to be in, because not only we can meet and also network with people from different faculty, we can also give back to the community. So like in the previous semester, I joined the community service club. So we plan an event for the elderly.
Yeah, this is really, really heartwarming and very nice to hear this, because, we always wanted our students to actually give back to the society. And that's why in the 40 courses that we are asking our students to take, there is one called community engagement. And I think both of you have actually gone out of the way to engage the community. And I understand that, Jaren, you also have done some volunteer work outside school, right? Yeah, maybe you can share with us. It doesn't mean that everything must be restricted within the framework of NUS. Outside school, you are exemplifying the values of NUS. So maybe you can share with us what you are doing in voluntary work outside school.
Can. So for me, I participated in 2 volunteering. So the first one is partly with school, is my community engagement, like what Prof Go mentioned, our community and engagement, like a module. So for me, I joined with the Silver Generation Office. So from that, we actually we do house-to-house engagement to kind of like interact with seniors, engaging them with about active living at SG, like basically get them to move around, be active instead of just staying at home. Then on top of that, right, I have my outside one, which is beyond school. So that one I started since my polytechnic and I continue all the way since. So for that one, it's basically like a kind of like a meals on wheels. So like basically we do food delivery to house to house. There's the office, there's a satellite office at Jurong. So the one I'm doing is at Jurong. So from there, we actually do house to house delivery of food, like basically based on a particular list. So we do like house to house visit and just delivering them food.
Well, really, keep it up. It's really good to see that our students are, reaching out and caring for the community. Now, I think just now, Jaren mentioned that she did winter exchange in Korea, and Valerie, you also did an exchange, but what you did was a semester exchange in Norway. Oh, that is very far away. Valerie, you want to share with us your experience as an exchange student? What is the difference studying in, let's say, like a Scandinavian country like Norway versus studying in NUS, for example?
For me, when I was first in Norway, I feel that the students there are more outspoken, and like in NUS, for our classes in business school, they are all mainly in seminar style. So we are graded for class participation, and marks are awarded for the things that we share in class. But I realized that in Norway, marks are not given when we are actually participating, because it's like a requirement for students to like contribute, and they're just generally more outspoken in class. And it was also a good experience to learn how the classes are like overseas compared to in Asia. And it also exposed us to living abroad independently without our parents.
So you have learned actually a lot, actually. So some of the takeaway, I guess, is that learn to speak up, and I guess, right, from your peers in Norway. Now, Jaren, your exchange is slightly different. It's not a semester one, but it's a winter program, and that is in Hanyang University in Korea. So maybe you can share with us what are the takeaway points, learning points from the exchange experience.
Okay, so to tap onto what Valerie has mentioned, so I think winter and summer school is kind of like similar to SCP, but like what Prof mentioned, it's like a shorter duration. So for mine is 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, about there, depending on the program durations. So for me, it's my first program that I ever stayed away from home for so long, and it's like the furthest destination that I've been to. So I would say it's actually very eye-opening for someone, because coming from because I didn't have a proper graduation trip, and all the different trips that I get to do after my graduation from poly and after NS and all. So this was the very first overseas trip that I attended with school. So I would say if anyone wants to go for an experience with the school to learn about different culture, I would actually recommend it for a short duration. I would actually recommend summer and winter school, because that one just basically gives you a touch of what an SCP will be like. So if you want to explore what an exchange it is. Summer and winter is actually recommended. Then if you want to go for longer durations or like more options to like map your modules that bring back the courses that you take there back to your home university, SCP and NOC will be one of the better options. But overall winter, summer school is very enjoyable. And I would say if those people who want to really experience winter, because you know, us living in a tropical countries, we don't get to see snow, we don't get to see like temperatures below like 20 or 23. Then I recommend some winter school.
I guess this winter summer program or SCP, what you gain by going overseas is more than those graduation trip. Those are for touring. But this one, you get to learn something and learn the culture and learn how people learn. And then you can actually impact on your own learning in the years to come. And just now, Jaren, you mentioned some keyword, NOC. Now, Valerie has gone to NOC, NUS Overseas College in Shenzhen. And you have also, Valerie has also done various internships. Maybe Valerie can share a little bit about your internship experience and especially your NOC experience in Shenzhen.
So before I went for the student exchange program, I was in NOC China, where I interned at a robotics startup, where I feel that it exposes me to a different kind of working environment, because previously when I was in Polytechnic, there was this Polytechnic internship. So I had like an experience working in Singapore and I could compare it to working abroad. So I feel that when I work abroad, it's actually exposes me to how things are done differently and how the work environment is like. So for China, what I experienced was because when I went there, it was during Chinese New Year period. So I experienced what they call 补假. So we have to make up for the holiday that we actually have for Chinese New Year by working on weekends. And I also get to see how fast things are developing in China, where their delivery and any online orders get delivered to us super quickly as compared to Singapore as well.
So this is a real eye-opening experience.
Yeah.
But your major is actually business administration and you're in the robotics startup. So how do you reconcile the two together?
Because I wanted to learn more about the tech side or in more like a startup environment. So that's why I wanted to join the startup to learn how it is like from like building from scratch.
That's very good because you see, I think Valerie has actually illustrated something very important to us. That is, she's a business student, but she works in the tech startup. And in other words, this is the kind of interdisciplinarity that we are promoting in NUS. And and it doesn't mean that it has to be courses; it could be experiential learning experiences too. And due to the shortage of time, I will let Jaren give some final last word about advice to students about the transition from, let's say, poly to university.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Go. So I would say honestly, just take it easy.
Okay.
For us, let's say we from like O levels come to poly, keep like an eye-opening experience. Just go with the flow.
Right.
Isn't your mind? You know, and I think you don't have to worry so much. The requirements, they will notify you that that you got this particular NS and when is your ORD period, when you will come in. So that part, I think NUS will be notified of that. So you don't need to worry so much about it. But honestly, I would say go in before you can. Just be yourself and be the authentic self, because I think that's what we all want to see.
Yes, I think this is excellent advice. Be your authentic self, and who you are. I think that is very, very important. And thanks very much, everybody, for attending this session. And there are other sessions for today. So I'll close this session. I'll pass the time back to Alex, and so that you can move on to another section. Over to you, Alex.
Thank you, Prof. Go, Jaren, and Valerie for sharing your experience, insights, and sound advice. I hope they have managed to answer your questions and clarify your doubts. With that, we have come to the end of the admission sharing and Q&A. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we hope this session has been helpful. If you have yet to sign up for the various sharing sessions later today, register now and hear from the respective colleges, faculties, and schools. You may register via the QR code or the link provided. We are also pleased to announce, as Prof. Goh has mentioned earlier, that the NUS Open House will take place in March, starting with online events from 1st to 7th of March and the physical on-campus activities on Saturday, 8th of March. Do stay tuned and check out the main NUS Open House website at nus.edu.sg/open house for more updates and information. We also greatly appreciate if you could take a few minutes to fill out a feedback form. You may scan the QR code or access the link that we have shared on the chat board. Your feedback is important to us. Please let us know how we can improve. Thank you once again. My colleagues and I look forward to receiving your application and warmly welcoming you to NUS. Have a great day ahead.